Welcome to the TUE Brewery Review. This week we are checking out Dovetail Brewery's Framboise, their 2020 vintage. So this is a Belgian fruit lambic, but it's made in Chicago, Illinois. Dovetail is a wonderful brewery in Chicago. They employ a lot of brewing techniques of continental Europe. So you'll find some European styles that you may not see here every day in the States. Things like they do a great Rauch beer, which is kind of a smoked beer. They do a Vienna lager that's excellent. And they also do lambics. And this is hails from the beer style itself, not this beer, but the beer style hails from the Belgian countryside, where they would allow the airborne yeasts to ferment their beer. They would also employ other unique characteristics, like they use unmalted wheat, they use aged hops, and then they would actually age the fermented beer in oak barrels, and they would pack fruit in those barrels as well. So you get this nice fruitiness to help offset some of the sharp acidity that these beers tend to have. And there's all kinds of different fruited flavors. This one, Framboise, is raspberry. Cherry is also an extremely popular fruit addition into lambics. I've seen peach, I've seen apples, so a lot of different ways that you can go. But raspberry is certainly a popular one. So let's get into this guy. So we've got a 375 milliliter bottle, which is kind of a generous 12 ounces. Not too much other information on here. You got the Indie Craft Brewer logo, good on them. But that's all the information on the outside of the bottle. Let's see what's inside the glass. And notice I'm using a nice fluted champagne glass. So anything that's kind of a tall cylinder type of glass, because you're going to get a lot of effervescence with this. And just like in champagne, you want something that's going to showcase the bubbles rising up to the top. So there we've got a really nice, little darker in brown than I originally thought it would be. Got a little bit of a pinkish hue, but definitely got a lot of amber colors to it. And by the way, that's not really that good of a beer clean glass. Shame on me. When you see all those bubbles forming on the side, that's nucleation sites. That means that the glass was not necessarily beer clean. So if this was served to me at a pub or a fine restaurant, I might take issue with that, but it's just me hanging out in the studio. So cheers. Ooh, yeah. So getting a lot of that, not much raspberry, but definitely getting like that yeasty funk that you'll get in these Belgian style beers. Yeah, quite funky, and I can almost smell the acidity. It's almost like yogurt kind of smell. And there's a little bit of fruit in there. I almost get more cherry than I do raspberry, but it's there. It's just kind of in the background. Cheers. So it's got a real sharp tart character, as it should. Again, that's a product of the wild fermentation, produces Brettanomyces, which gives it that distinct tart flavor. Getting that, raspberry, like an overripe raspberry, but definitely more tart than sweet. Once again, I kind of think of like yogurt. And it's got kind of an earthy funk to it. Yeah, I think that the yeast and also the aged hops might have something to do with it, but it's definitely got a really kind of a funky bitterness to it. It's not off-putting. It kind of helps cut through some of the sourness and a little bit of the sweetness, and that's very much to style. And with the second drink and with subsequent drinks, your palate kind of adjusts to that tartness and that funkiness. So already with the second drink, my palate's acclimating to it. So I think you pull more and more flavors and enjoyment out of it the more you drink from it. But yeah, definitely got a tart finish. I'm getting the oak in the finish from the barrel aging, kind of thin and vinous on the finish. But again, that's pretty much the style. So yeah, overall, not a lot of big fruit flavors. The imported ones I've had, especially Lindemans, just wallop you in the nose and in the palate with the fruit. This one, the fruit is much more subtle, so you can really kind of pull the character of the lambic before they added the fruit into this beer. So if you want to get a feel for what an unfruited lambic would taste like, you kind of get a little bit of a feel with it with this. But yeah, this is definitely worth checking out. I would say in lieu of flowers or jewelry or intimate apparel or some romantic getaway this Valentine's Day, I think you should give the gift of beer. And by the way, it also pairs up very well. You know, you go out and get some chocolate. This chocolate actually has some fruit in it. A little bit of dark chocolate to pair with this. You've got a winning combination. So give that a try instead of some of the other more traditional Valentine's Day gifts, because I believe your lover will thank you for it. Or they'll make you sleep on the couch. Either way, you're in for a good night's sleep. You're welcome. Cheers.